राम 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 महोदय।
राम 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 पा
राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतम्। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे, गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः, मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ब्रवीमि संस्कृतं वाचा, ध्यायामि संस्कृतं हृदा। कुर्वे सेवाञ्च कायेन, वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। यो नरः संस्कृतव्योम्नि, ह्यालयं रमते मुदा। संस्कृतिं चैव संस्कारं, विन्दते नात्र संशयः। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतम्। श्री सुन्दरकाण्डस्य नवरत्नानि नवः उपन्यासः प्रचलति। 9 gems from Sundarakandam of Srimad Valmiki Ramayanam. So before we get started, I would like to welcome Shri Vishwanathan Mahodaya. Ram Ram Ram.
राम राम राम
Let us quickly see, the short Kiru Parichayam Idanim Karomi. Vidwan Vishwanathan Mahodaya has participated in many of the Parayanams on Ramayanam and Bhagavatam for more than 25 plus years and has inspired many devotees. He is the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Vyoma Labs Foundation, and he has more than 15 to 20 plus years of teaching Sanskritam, shlokas, bhajans to many people across. And he has learned Sanskritam, Veda, Shastras at a very tender age and has inspired many people. On behalf of Vyoma Labs Foundation, I would like to welcome you to this discourse, and over to you, sir. Dhanyavada.
धन्यवादाः वसुधे। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे, गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः, मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां, लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भीतिनाशनं, द्विषतां कालदण्डन्तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। हयग्रीव हयग्रीव हयग्रीवेति यो वदेत् तस्य निस्सरते वाणी जह्नुकन्या प्रवाहवत् शारदा शारदां भोजवदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं क्रियात् बुद्धिर्बलं यशो धैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि असाध्यसाधकस्वामिन् असाध्यं तव किं वद रामदूतदयासिन्धो मत्कार्यं साधय प्रभो। श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः। जानकीकान्तस्मरणं जय जय राम राम। नमः सदसे नमः सदसस्पतये नमः सखीनां पुरोगाणां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिव्यै। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्काराः। श्रीपतेः परमकरुणया अव्याजकरुणामूर्तेः परवासुदेवस्य भगवतः श्रीरामचन्द्रमूर्तेः करुणया राममन्दिरप्रतिष्ठापनाङ्गत्वेन अस्माभिः अद्य प्रभृति नवाह्नाक्रमेण रामायणपारायणं क्रियते। तदङ्गत्वेन उपन्यासोऽयं कल्पितः। Namaskaram to one and all. Today we are in one of the most historic moment of our life. In the first sarga of Balakanda, Maharshi Valmiki Prichhati, he asks Narada, Konvasmin sampratanloke gunavan kascha vidyavan. So he says, Sampratanloke. So please tell me, the question Valmiki asks, which all of us know, to Maharishi Narada, is that please show me one person who has these 16 qualities. Gunavan kascha vidyavan, dharmajnascha kritajnascha satyavakyo dridhavratah, charitrena chako yuktah, sarvabhuteshu kohitah, vidwan kas samarthascha kaschaika priyadarshanah, atmavan को जितक्रोधः द्युतिमान् को नसूयकः कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च जातरोषस्य संयुगे. These 16 qualities, show me one person who has all of these 16 qualities. He adds one rider clause to that, saying that please don't give me an example from past yugas or from the Vedic times. Tell me somebody whom I can see pratyaksha rupena sampratan loke, in my contemporary times. Show me that one person. Tada Naradaha pratyuttaram dadati. Narada says, very difficult. Bahavo durlabhaschaiva kirta yetvaya kirtita gunaha. 16 qualities, even having one quality out of these is very difficult. How can you expect 16 qualities in one person? But don't worry, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha Ramo Nama Janishrutaha. He starts and he lists around 66 qualities. So that is the greatness of Maryada Purushottama Rama. And we are at a very similar stage today in our lifetime, when that Maryada Purushottama Ramasya Punah Pratishtapanam, this is going to be a reaffirmation. When Valmiki starts the kavyam. He says, Yavat sthasyanti girayah samudrascha mahitale, till mountains stand, till rivers flow, till the seas are having the waves, until we have Chandra Tarakaha, Surya Chandra Tarakas, the sun, moon, and stars are there, this Ramayana Katha will be prevalent. That is one point. Then they say, Ramo Ramo Ramayiti in the Pattabhisheka Sarga, Prajanam Abhavan Kathaha, Ramabhutam Jagadapu Abhute, Rame Rajyam Prashasati. So, when Bharata gives back the kingdom to Rama, he says, my dear Rama, you please take this kingdom and please rule it for some time. Rama is surprised. He is saying sometime. Till how long should I rule this kingdom? He says, till Surya, Chandra, Nakshatra, Tarakas are there, you rule it. Which means today also we have Rama Rajya only. Rama is the king who is still ruling the entire Vishwam. How are you saying entire Vishwam and not only Bharata Varsha, Bharata Desha? Because in the 5th chapter of Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, when they start Kritsnam Vishwam api Kosala Desha Rajanaha Paripalayan. The entire earth, which had the oceans as its boundaries, was being ruled by the Ikshvaku Vamsha Rajanaha. Thus, so we have 3 data points wherein Ramayana Grantha is there till Yavat Stasyanti Girayah, mountains are there and it is there for eternity. And when he says Sampratam Loke, contemporarily we have Rama always as a contemporary person. And the Rama Rajya given by Bharata and which is accepted by Rama that I will rule is also till eternity. Therefore, we have that Rama Rajya even today. And this Rama Mandira Punah Pratishthapanam which is happening is only a reaffirmation of this very big tattva. So we need not worry about, many people come to us and we discuss about the Sanatana Dharma resurrection and many other points are being raised by few like-minded well-wishers. Tada asmakam jyeshtaha vadanti, our elders tell, don't worry about Sanatana Dharma. It is always Rama Rajya, Sanatana Dharma. By the name Sanatana itself, it cannot be troubled by anybody. Evam Sanatana Vaitika Dharmaha Punaha Punaha Pratisthapana Bhavishyati Dharmasya Ityeva Asmabihi Vaktum Shakyate. So, and the fact that all of us are today witnessing this, we are alive and we are able to witness that Punah Pratisthapana Mahotsava of this great event, Rama Mandira, itself is Bahu Janma Krita Punya Phalameva. Like how Acharya says, Durlabham Trayamevaitat Daivanugraha Hetukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samshrayah. All of this gets a purpose today for our life. The fact that we are today witnessing this itself gives an answer to the golden question, what is the purpose of my life? To see this Rama Mandira, to experience Ramanubhava, to enjoy the Rama Rajya and its benefits, and to see the entire Loka being fully happy, blissful through Loka Kshema, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, is continuing to be pratyakshi kritam by this Rama Rajya. The other question which many, when we sent the invite, many asked, there were 2 questions which people asked, very interesting points which we will take as a part of our discourse itself. The first one was about this shloka, a very interesting shloka, which tells about the greatness of Ramayanam as a grantha itself. Vayam sarve janimaha, the breath, uchvasa, nishvasa of Bhagavan Paramapurusha is the Vedas. Yasya nishvasitam Vedaha. That Vedas, when the Paramapurusha Bhagavan took avatara as Rama, Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasharathatmaje. When he took birth as the son of Dasharatha, Vedaha Pracetasadaasit Sakshat Ramayanatmana. That Vedas came itself and took the form of Ramayana through the mouth of Prachetas, which is Valmiki. This also we know. Now we also tell this next shloka wherein Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram Ekaikamaksharam Proktam. One more patha. Ekaikamaksharam Pumsam Mahapatakanashanam. We tell this in the Mangala Shloka of Ramayana Parayana. Even in Rama Raksha Stotram, in the Dhyana, it is included. Even in other Upapuranas and other few stotras, this shloka is being repeated and told in a few more references. Very simple shloka. Raghunathasya charitam asti. Raghunathasya charitam kiyat vistaraha. How much of vistara spread it is? Shata koti pravistaram. 100 crore, shata 100, koti crore, vistaram spread over verses. There is one more school of thought which tells it is 100 crore letters also. But this today we are going to take the school of thought which says 100 crore verses. Shatakoti pravistaram ekaikamaksharam proktam, out of which even a single letter if we take, Mahapatakanashanam, the greatest of sins are removed. Patakas, there is no, it is a non-translatable, but just for us to understand, some of the words which we are using for translation is just to convey a meaning for us. But lot of Samskrita pada are non-translatables in its entirety. Only a part of it can be explained in a translation. But still, for the sake of understanding, we will proceed. So, ekaikamaksharam pumsam mahapatakanashanam. Very, very interesting shloka which raises many questions. So, Shatakoti Pravistaram, you are telling 100 crore shlokas, but today the edition or the book we have has only around 24,000 shlokas. But if we make a sankhya, if we add the numbers of the 540 sargas, it may come to around 23,000, 22,000. A few numbers are what it comes to. So there are few explanations to it wherein we have to take a shloka as anushtup or 8 lettered into 32 letters. If we take all the longer shlokas and convert it to 32, we will get 24,000. The other version is a few shlokas which are there are not available. Therefore, we have around 22,000 to 23,000. That is where the current edition we have. But Shatakoti Pravistaram Kutrasti is the question which many ask. Who composed that Shatakoti Pravistaram is one more question. Second question people ask, Ekaika Maksharam Pumsam. Even one letter. If I tell Ra, if I tell Shurpa, even then will I get Punya? Even then will it remove sins? Of course, yes. Mahapatakanashanam. There is a common saying in our Shastras. Many of the karmas which we do can remove all the patakas. There are totally 9 kind of papas and other patakas. Mainly the Mahapataka, Atipataka, Samapataka, Upapataka, Sankalalikarana, Malinikarana, Jati Brahmshakara, Prakirnaka, like this Navanam, Navavidhanam. When we do a Mahasankalpa, Snana Sankalpa, Kashi Sankalpa, Tirtha Kshetra Sankalpa, we make a list of all these and we tell. But generally people say Mahapatakan Tyaktva, that is leaving the Mahapataka, because by all those things the Mahapatakas cannot be removed. But here we are saying Ekaika Maksharam Pumsam Mahapatakanashanam. See the power of Ramayana. Even by one letter of Ramayana, Mahapatakanashanam. There are 5 Mahapatakas listed as per the Smritis. Brahmahanana, Surapana, Swarnasteya, Gurutalpagamana, Tat Samsarga. These are the 5 Mahapatakas. The Ramayana Grantha has the power to even remove the Mahapatakas and cleanse the person. Of course, there is always a small word which gets added to that, wherein even in for that which in Bhagavad Gita, our Partha Sarathi gives us that. When he says Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, you can give me anything, a leaf, flower, water, all of these you can give. But how should you give it? Yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. The secret and most important ingredient in all of these is bhakti and shraddha. शास्त्रवाक्ये श्रद्धा, गुरुवाक्ये श्रद्धा, वेदवाक्येषु pramanatvat shraddha. That shraddha we should have. When we have the shraddha and the bhakti, ekaikamaksharam pumsam mahapatakanashanam. Such a powerful grantha is what we have in our hand today, Srimad Valmiki Ramayanam. The main question which we wanted to address, which is not being very given by many text or today, which is a matter of question, which is not being easily answered, is the point on Shatakoti Pravistaram. So this Shatakoti Pravistaram, what we are seeing, 100 crores, which is around 9 lakh kandas, 900 lakh sargas, 100 crore verses are there. When you divide it like this, it comes 100 crore verses are there. This was composed by Brahma by the anugraha of Bhagavan. And then he taught it to Maharshi Narada and all the rishis. They also shared it and they were enjoying this 100 crore verses, Shatakoti Pravistaram. They were every day chanting, listening, Agayan, Ashunvan, they Kirtayantaha. They were enjoying it and they had the benefit of it. At this time, all the other lokas and people residing in the other lokas saw that these sages, rishis are so happy in their life, that ananda, blissful they are. What is the secret? Shatakoti pravistaram. They see that Ramayanam, which is their Shatakoti pravistaram, which is composed by Lord Brahma. And they all come and they start fighting. We want this Shatakoti pravistaram Ramayanam for ourselves. And you have the devas who are in the loka, swarga loka, the daityas, and then the nagas, all of them, they said, we all want this Shatakoti Pravistram, we want this Ramayanam, we also want to enjoy this, we want to experience the tattva there. They couldn't solve it between themselves. Therefore, they went to Paramashiva, and Shiva said, okay, let us go to Mahavishnu. All of us will go together. And they all go to Mahavishnu. In front of Mahavishnu, so we have all the Devatas. We have there, we can see beautifully Adishesha, Mahalakshmi, Brahma standing there. The Devas, Daityas, Nagas, all of them standing. They are asking for a justice. Mahavishnu thought for some time. And then he said, okay, let me do one thing. 100 crore verses. You are 3 set of people. Let me divide it into 3 equal parts. So first part he took, and as always, Mahalakshmi is the most dearest to anybody. So he gives the first part around 33 lakh out of that. 333 chapters, 333 verses. So if you divide 100 by 3, you get 33.3333. So they take that and he gives one portion to Mahalakshmi. Then Adishesha is standing there. So what to do? He gives one portion of that 1 by 33, 1 by 3 to Adishesha. And then Garuda is also standing there. So he says, okay, Garuda, you also take one portion. Fully divided. So now how much came actually, if you see? So 33 crores out of 100 crores, 33 crores, 33 lakhs, 33,333 verses to the Devas. So what happened when Mahavishnu gave it to Lakshmi, she called the Devas and gave that portion of hers to the Devas. And when Mahavishnu gave the next portion to Shesha, Adishesha, he said, the Daityas and Nagars are there. I will give my portion to them, and he gave it to them. And then Garuda, he saw that, oh, the third portion is there. Let me do one thing. This 33 crores, 33 lakhs, 33,333, I will give it to the Bhuloka. So now what is left now? We have one shloka which is left. And that shloka also, they divide it equally among three of them. A shloka, if we take, has 32 letters. Anushtup, all of us know. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 4s are 32. In that 32, if you divide by 3, you get a full 30, 10, 10, 10, 30 is there. 2 is remaining. So they take that last shloka, they divide it to the 3 people, and the last 2 letters are left over. I am sure all of us will be eagerly trying to confirm which are those 2 letters and to whom it went. Right? So the last 2 letters went to Parameshwara. He was also standing there. And today also, Parameshwara is doing Anavarata chanting of those 2 letters, which is Ra and Ma. And that is where we have the Rama Nama, which comes out of this as a Sarabhuta and given to Lord Parameshwara, who is doing that japa. When somebody went to Rameshwara, they asked, you are telling it is Rameshwara, it is Rameshwara. Where everywhere I see only Shivalinga. Where is this Rama sitting? Go to the Shivalinga, see the Hridaya of that Lord Shiva. There that Rama is sitting, realize him there. That is Rameshwara. And even in Rama Bhujanga Stotram, Adi Shankara Bhagavat Padacharya says, Yada Varnayat Karnamulenta Kale Shivo Rama Rameti Rameti Kashyam Tadekam Param Taraka Brahmarupam Bhajeham 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 Bhajeham. So that Taraka, whenever anybody decides to leave their life in Kashi, Lord Shiva takes that Parthiva Sharira, puts it on his lap, turns it to the right side of the face, and in the right ear, he tells the japa of Rama, 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 Rama. He does a japa, and that person attains mukti, which is where many elders, many sampradayastas, they say, I will go to Kashi. There is one more Smriti Vakya, Kashyantu Maranan Muktihi. Athava putra sannidhau. There is one more vakya to it. So Kashyantu Maranan Muktihi. Katham siddhyati? Rama Nama Shravanena siddhyati. Kena kriyate? Paramashivena kriyate. Tasmai katham praptam? Shatakoti pravistaram. So that is how that Rama Nama has come. And this is that Rama Nama where this Rama Nama by itself, there is one scholar, the elderly person who once told us, Rama Nama was so powerful, so gunavan, that like Pitaram Rochayamasa Tada Dasharatham Drupam. Today we saw in Balakanda Parayanam. In the same, when Mahavishnu decides to take avatara of Martyavatarastviha Martya Sikshanam, he decides that Pitaram Rochayamasa. He decides his father that Dasharatha should be my father. Similarly, they say he decided that I will take birth in the name of Rama, and therefore that Rama Nama gets more pushti. This is also one way of how elders have seen this powerful Rama Nama. So we have seen the greatness of Ramayanam, the greatness of the Rama Nama. Now the question will be, there is just an academic question, that out of this 33 crores, what happened to that Grantha which was given to Bhuloka, and how it became 24,000? That portion is still remaining in this. So quickly I will run through, because it is more academic of its nature, not to confuse people also. So when we take this 33, 333, 333, it was divided to the 7 dvipas. In the Bhuloka, we had the Sapta Dvipa, Jambu, Plaksha, Kusha, Krauncha, Shaka, Shalmali, Pushkara. So all of these were given. Again, if you see, the division comes to that, and 4 shlokas actually remain in that division. Brahma says, give me that 4 shlokas, and he does Upadesha of that 4 shlokas to Narada, and those 4 shlokas only, if we go to the Bhagavata Purana, which comes as the Chatushloki, which Narada does Upadesha to Vyasa, and from that Chatushloki, the entire Bhagavata Purana has been has been expanded and has been given to the Loka, and through which only Bhagavan Vyasa got complete satisfaction. Now, coming back to the rest, in Pushkara Dvipa, it was divided into 2 Varshas. Jambudvipa, the whole was divided into 5,291,000, and Vyasa took 17 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas, Mahabharatas. All of these got composed through the power of these shlokas. The rishis composed the Vedangas through this, and finally the 24,000 came through Prachetasa Valmiki as the Grantha, Ramayana Valmiki Grantha, what we have today. Hope it did not confuse. Let us leave the numbers, but let us just understand the main part, that Shatakoti Pravistaram, and how it has been divided to all. And therefore, today everybody, like how the first point we saw was, even today Rama Rajya is going on. Even today, whatever one reads, he may read Vedas, he may read Puranas, he may read Upapurana, he may read Bhagavata, he may read Mahabharata, he may read Vedangas. Finally, all of this are actually Ramayana only. This is how some of the elders have experienced this Ramanubhava. And out of that, the 24,000 is what we are looking at. Tadrisha Mahatvam Vartate Ramayanasya. And Sarvatra, Sarvam Ramamayam Jagat. As we start seeing the entire Jagat Ramamayam, everything seems to be Rama only for us. And within that, when we say Ramayanam, the Hridaya Purvaka Kandam is the Sundarakandam. Over the next few days also, we will try to see the Mahatvam of Sundarakanda. But to start off with, Sundarakanda is a Mantra Kanda, the Hanumat Kanda, the Bhagavata Pradhana Kanda. Since it is Bhagavata Pradhana Kanda, it is the most dear Kanda to Bhagavan Sri Rama also, to Valmiki also, and to all of us as Parayanakartas or as Bhaktas also. And the power of Sundarakanda over next 8 days, every day we will try to see some portion of it. But we will today come to the title of our course, wherein Sri Sundarakandasya Navaratnani. Again, these Navaratnas have been selected and composed as a book and published by one of the Acharya Matha. And it is not a selection by us, it is selection by elders and approved by our Acharyas. Out of which today we will take the first shloka and we will experience it. Now, Navaratnani. Why is there Navaratna? What is the greatness to Navaratna? This was the question. Why are we talking about Navaratna? How does it have an influence in our life? What is the connection of Navaratnas to our life? What is the connection of that to a Sundarakanda? Was one of the question which our children asked us when we told that this is the title we are going to take. That is when we had to do some reading on the Navaratnas, and then we found upon this grantha called Phaladipika. It is a Phalita Jyotishya grantha, an astrological grantha, where the greatness of the Navaratnas and how each Ratna is actually associated to the Navagrahas, and how through Preeti of the Navaratnas, the Navagrahas also get Preetified, and also how one of the Sundarakanda's Parayana Phalam in the Laukika Jagat is that Navagraha Preetihi. So anybody who is troubled by any of the Navagrahas, Hanuman has the power to tie up the entire Navagraha and make them give Anugraha to us, so that we may be in the Dharma Marga, Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga always. That is the why we need the blessings of Navagraha, not for any materialistic desires. So, therefore, when we see an interesting, again, this is a very interesting shloka from the Phaladipika, if we see, Manikyam Taranehe Sudharya Mamalam. Another version is Sujata Mamalam. We will take this version. Sudharya Mamalam Mukta Phalam Shita Goho Maheyasya cha Vidrumam Marakatam Saumyasya Garutmatam Devedyasya cha. Another version Devedyasya cha Pushparagamasuramatyasya Vajram Shanehe Neelam Nirmalamanyayoscha Gadite Gomedha Vaiduryake. Very beautiful shloka to remember the 9 gems and to remember the Navagrahas and the association between each of these. Manikyam Taranehe Taranir Vishwadarshata Jyotish Kridasi Surya. So Surya, Tarani means Surya. Manikyam, Manikyam, what we talk about, one of the 9 gems, pearl. That is for the Tarani, that is Surya Sambandhi. Sujatam Amalam Mukta Phalam. Mukta Phalam is pearl, but that pearl cannot be any ordinary or artificial pearl. It has to be Sujatam, born of a nice original place, and Sudharyam should be worn with lot of devotion. Amalam, with no dirt or mala in it. Tadrisha mukta phalam shita goho. Shita goho, shitam dadati gachati yati saha chandraha. We all know Chandra, shitamshu. Maheyasya cha vidrumam. When we see the vidrumam, which is the red coral, that is for Maheya, which is Mars. And then Marakatam, the emerald green color you would have seen, that is for Garutmatam, means Marakatam or the Marakatamani, the greenness. When it says Saumyasya, Saumya refers to Buddha. We say Saumya Vasara for Buddha Vasara. Similarly, Devejyaha or Devedyaha, Devaihi Idyaha, one who is worshipped by the Devas is Brihaspati Graha. For him it is yellow color sapphire, Pushparagam, Brihaspati Grahasya. Asura-matyasya, Asuranam Amatyah Kaha, Shukrah, Jananti Bhavantah. So Asuranam Amatyah Shukrasya, for Shukra, Venus, white. Similarly, white, very crystal clear white, properly cut, Vajram, diamond. That is where diamond, to get diamond, you need Shukra Anugraha. And once you get Shukra Anugraha, you will get more diamond. It is a nice cycle. Shanehe Neelam. Shani Sahapi Neelavarna Neelanjana Samabhasam Raviputram Yamagrajam Chaya Martanda Sambhutam Tannamami Shaneshcharam. Shanehe Neelam, the blue sapphire. Neelam for Shani. Anyayoscha. There are 2 more left out. Anyayoho, the 2 left out. For them, Gadite told. What is told? Gomedha Vaiduryake. So, Gomedha for Rahu and Vaiduryam, what we see. Many times it comes in Sundarakanda. Vaiduryamaya Chitra, all this comes. Vaidurya, both are there. Vaidurya for Ketu. So, this is the association of the Navamani or the Navaratna with the Navagraha, and by the Parayanam of Ramayanam or the Sundarakanda, we get the benefits of the Navagrahas also, and there are no troubles from Navagraha, so that we can be in the Dharma Marga, we can be in the Rama Marga, and we can undisturbedly attain the Rama Tattva, is the main part which we want to say. Now, out of this, so Sundarakandasya Navaratnani. Within this Navaratna, the first Ratnam which we are going to see today is the first shloka itself, which all of us have been doing upasana regularly. Tato ravananitayaha सीतायाः शत्रुकर्षणः येष पदमन्वेष्टुं चारणाचरिते पथि. Very simple shloka. Most of us know this shloka. Those of us who don't know this can also, within the next half an hour, make a mananam of this shloka, bring it to our smaranam, and memorize this, and continue a daily japa of this shloka. And this is the first shloka, as we saw in the what is the connection to this Tato Ravanitayaha and the Navaratna shloka is, the first shloka is for Manikyam, and Manikyam Kasya Devasya, Manikyam Taranehe. Therefore, this is the Manikya shloka. Chanting this shloka regularly gives the anugraha of Bhagavan Surya Deva. In one of our previous discourses in Adityopasana, we saw that we experienced Surya at 3 levels. Surya as a Bhagavan Surya Graha, as Surya Narayana, and as the Paramatma, Avyakta Parabrahma Vastu. In that we experienced the entire Aditya Hridayam, starting from Rashmimantam Samudyantam. Each word we took and saw, and how Surya Bhagavan is Surya, he is Narayana, he is Parabrahma Vastu. So this first shloka can give us, if somebody says Manikyam Taranehe, at all these 3 levels, we can get the anugraha of Surya Graha, of Mahavishnu, and Parabrahma Sakshatkara through the japa of this shloka, is what elders tell. Tato Ravananitayaha Sitaya Shatrukarshanah Yesha Padamanveshtum Charana-charite pathi. Very beautiful shloka, powerful shloka. The simple meaning of the shloka goes like this. Tato Ravananitayaha, tataha, after that, meanwhile, later, tataha, later. Ravananitayaha Sitayaha, Sitayaha of Sita Mata. Ravananitayaha, that Sita Mata who was forcibly taken away by Ravana. Tadrisha Sitayaha, Ravananitayaha Sitayaha Padam Sthanam, the place where she is now. Tat Anveshtum, Anveshanam is to searching, Anveshtum is to search. Iyesha, he decided. Who decided? How did he decide to go there? Is the question. Shatrukarshanaha. They didn't use any word directly, Hanuman, Marutihi, Vayuputraha, like that it is not used. Shatrukarshanaha, one who has defeated all the Shatrus, which refers to Hanuman. So, Shatrukarshanaha Marutihi Hanuman, Ravana Nitayaha Sitayaha Padam Sthanam Anveshtum, to search. Yesha decided to go. How? Charana Charite Pathi, through the path where all the charanas, the sky traveling celestial beings who are there, they travel through one layer of the sky, through one zone. Through that zone, he also decides to travel. Through the Akasha Marga, he decides to travel. This is the main meaning of this shloka. Of course, there are some school of thought where some recently some people are arguing he went through the Jalamarga, but predominantly all our elders, Jyeshtaha, have always told that it is through the Akasha Marga only. So we will go by that. Many people are experiencing Rama Tattva in different ways and they are enjoying it. But we take the sampradaya of what elders have taught us and how the sampradaya bhashyakaras have given us. So through Charana Charite Pathi, through the sky Akasha Marga, where all the charanas travel through. This is the pradhana meaning of this shloka. So what is great about this shloka, Mahodaya? So much you are telling, it is very powerful and all that. So this shloka is like a sahasradala padma. As you keep removing one petal by itself, it keeps unrevealing more and more layers, meanings, anubhava, anubhuti. We will try to see a few of them today, and if you are not able to see to complete today, we will try to take up tomorrow also. Tato ravananitayaha. So the first word is tataha. This greatest Sundarakandam, that Sundarakandam which has multiple times Ramayana within and multiple times Sundarakanda within it, and which has multiple power of Ramayana itself, that Sundarakanda, if it has to start, then Bhagavan Maharshi Valmiki has to put the choicest of letters and the choicest of words. So that itself brings us to the fact that this tataha is not an ordinary word. It has more to it. The word itself is telling, don't look at this meaning what you saw now. That is a good meaning to start off. But tataha, itopi tataha agre gachyatu kinchit. Go after that. Later what happened? Later what is the meaning? Keep going. Tataha, tataha. Keep asking how many ever times you want to ask. Keep asking tataha. You will get one more layer of that sahasra dala, padma, and you will experience Ramanubhava. So to take a few things, the first part is here also Bhagavan Valmiki starts with the letter ta. Even the entire Ramayana, we saw the first shloka, tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidamvaram naradam paripapracha Valmikir Muni Pungavam. The first letter starts with the ta. Why, Mahodaya? Because each letter has a phala, it has a devata, it has a sound or a form to it. When you chant that letter, what form it gives, from that only our Tantra Shastra, Yantra Shastras are also coming. So, out of these letters, if we have to choose one letter to start a kavya, Maharshi Valmiki chose ta because takaraha mangalapradaha. You have to start any kavya with something called a Nandi Shloka. When we study this Kavya Shastra, Alankara Shastra, there they talk about three types of Nandi. What is Nandi? Nandante Devataha Anaya Atra Iti Nandi. When you tell that shloka, all the devas are happy. Any vignas you are going to get during the Parayanam or during the Nataka or during the Kavya, during the Rachana or during the reading, wherever, all those vignas are removed. So therefore, you need that Nandi has to be done. Now, this whole kavya itself is so mangala. Now, on top of that, you have to do one nandi. And that is where when we start also, we say, atha balakandam, atha narada vakyam, atha tritiya sarga. Atha itself is a mangala vakya. When we study the other sutras, athato brahma jignasa, athato dharma jignasa, all that atha, lot of explanations have been given. Similarly, this takara actually plays the role of a Nandi shloka by that letter itself. Takaraha mangalapradaha. Similarly, when we go and we see takaraha saukhya-pradayakaha. This takara gives us all the saukhyas which are there. Any saukhya, whatever we want, iha phala or amushmika phala saukhya, takara gives you that happiness. Similarly, takaraha vignanashakaha, because of that Nandi form which it has, or Mangalaprada, it automatically removes all the obstacles. Generally, it happens to us. Just taking the example of Sundarakandam itself, when we try to do a Parayanam of Sundarakanda, many times we experience, we try to start Sundarakanda, but that first sarga itself, many times becomes a little bit overwhelming for us, and we say we will read it later. To remove that Vigna, we need this Takara. And when we cross the first sarga, somewhere in between some Vignas come. When we do a Sapta Sarga Parayana, Navanha Parayana, and when we have to go to the full Ramayana Parayana, all the Vignas are removed by this one Takaraha. That is where Tapaswadhyaya Niratam, that is where Tato Ravananitayaha. One more Vakya is told by elders, Takaraha Karya Siddhi Pradaha. Whatever Yadyat Sankalpitam Chitte Sukaram Vapi Dushkaram. Think of anything in your mind. Whatever you may say, it is possible, not possible, however you may think it, but that can be achieved by this Ramayanam. Within that Sundarakandasya Parayanam, within that this one Mahamantra, Tato Ravananitayaha. That is where this Takara is so powerful. How did it get its power so much, Mahodaya? By being the first letter of that Gayatri mantra, which is an expansion of the Pranava mantra or the Vyahriti, which also is a Swarupa of the entire Vedas. The entire Vedas come into one form called Omkara or the Pranava Swarupa. That Pranava also later bifurcates itself into 3 Vyahritis, 7 Vyahritis. There are some more academic aspects to it. We will see later. But Vyahritis is the Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. From there, it also goes into the, expands itself and becomes the Gayatri mantra. And that Gayatri mantra starts with the letter Ta, and with the 24 letters, this Maha Ramayanam has been composed into 24,000 shlokas. Every first shloka of that thousandth, then 1001th, 2001th, 3000, if you take it and add it, all the first letters will constitute the Gayatri Mahamantra, and that compilation is what is called as Gayatri Ramayanam, which is also a Upasya Grantha or the Stotra every day, which will take 3 minutes to chant. Like if you start Tapaswadhyaya Niratam, second one, Sahatva Rakshasan Sarvan, Yag Yag Gnan Ragus, like that it goes. Tat Sa, like this it goes. And that is where Gayatri Ramayanam is so powerful. And through the Gayatri mantra, the first letter, Takara, is taken here. Tato Ravananitayaha. And whenever there are any important ghatta, incident, position, place in Ramayana, Bhagavan Valmiki starts with not only one takara, he puts 2 takara and starts with tatah to make it more and more effective, multiple. He gives a multiple effect to it, multiplying effect. Like if we take the first part, like if we take the Rama Jananam itself, which happened today in our Parayanam, Tataschadvadashe Mase Chaitre Navamike Tithau. Tataschadvadashe Mase. Tataha, it starts from Tataha. Then if we go further to Sita Vivaha, Tatasitam Samaniya Sarva Bharana Bhushitam Samakshamagnes Samsthapya Raghava Bhimuke Tada. Again, Tataha, he starts there. And then when we go to Ayodhya Kanda also, when we see the Yatra Dana Sarga, that is the 32nd Sarga of Ayodhya Kanda, when Bhagavan Rama is going to the forest, he gives all his wealth as Dana and he goes. So, Tatashyasanamajnaya, that also starts with Tataha. And then when we go to Paduka Pattabhisheka, we see that even Tatastu Bharata Shriman Abhishityarya Paduke. Later when we go, even Sugriva Pattabhisheka, we see Tato Haima Pratisthane Varastarana Samvrite. There also Tata. And then later when he goes to, when we start the Sundarakanda, Tato Ravananitayaha, when Hanuman sees Sita Mata for the first time from the Shimshupa Vriksha, he is seeing Tato Malina Samvitam Rakshasi Bhisamavritam Upavasa Krisham Dinam nishvasantim punah punah. There also tatah. Later when we come like this, there are many tatah. Actually, when we just did a search in Ramayana, 1084 times, 1084 times the word tatah has been used in entire Ramayana. So we can see the greatness of the word tatah just by this. Statistically also, tatah has so much of power, 1084 times in one declaration of the Ramayana. Similarly, when we go to Aditya Hridayam, tato yuddha parishrantam samare chintaya sthitam, there also tatah. Finally, Pattabhisheka, tatassa prayato vruddha vasishtho brahmanai saha ramam ratnamaye pithe sahasitanyaveshayat. So like this, tatah, 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 so many places he uses, and there itself we can know that this tatah is no ordinary shabda. It is going to have greater meanings to it. Tato ravananitayaha. Similarly, when we see takara, let us see it from a Varnamala Riti. We will try to analyze this takara in many ways. It is a joy to experience shlokas, the Ramanubhava through this. So takara, when we see from the Varnamala Krama, Vyanjana, from Ka we have 5 letters, Kavarga, Chavarga, Tavarga. 5 threes are 15 letters are finished. So Ta becomes the 16th letter. So the word 16 has great importance in our Tantra Shastra, in Sri Vidya Puja, in Upanishad, in many places. If we take it from the Upanishad angle, in the Prashnopanishad, when we see Shodasha Kala Purushaha, which is nothing but later in the Vedanta, when people experience this Shodasha Kala Purushaha, is none other than Parabrahman only. That is how people experience it. So therefore, this Tataha gets that amount of importance, because by reading this Tato Ravananitayaha, while you may get all these materialistic desires fulfilled, but finally the purpose of our life is not to get another life. Through that mukti, swaswarupa jnanam, which is there, that can be achieved. What is the easiest marga? Raja marga for you, through bhakti. And that bhakti, how will you do sadhana? Through reading this Ramayanam, through this Sundarakandam. Tato ravananitayaha. So that Shodashakala Purushaha. Even in Sri Vidya, Shodasha represents the Titinithya Devatas. Very, very powerful concept, even in the Sri Vidya Upasana. Even in the Tantra Shastra, lot of importance is given to Shodasha, the Kalas which are there. So now we have this Ta in 2 times, so multiplied effect again. That is one way of looking at Tataha. Continuing Tataha, let us take it after the Varnamala. What do we study in Sanskritam? First we see the Varnamala, either through the Maheshwara Sutra route or through the Varnamala route. When we come, we see these letters. And in these letters, we saw that Takara is 16th letter. Now let us see Gunitakshara. That is one more interesting way to see this. Ta, ta, ti, tu, tr, tr, tl, tl. There is a Dirgha Likara in the ancient Sanskritam. Later in the Paninian Sanskritam, that Dirgha Likara is removed. After R, the letter we have L, through which we say Kliptam. It is not L. Some of us are telling it as L. It is L. That's all. And the way you write it also is quite different from the way you write Lala Lili L. So L, and that has a Dirgha. For example, if you do a Subramanya Sahasranamam, in that you have L, Dirgha will be there. In Ganesha Sahasranamam also, L, Dirgha will come. So in the Shastras, we have seen that there is a Dirgha Likara. So ta, ta, ti, tu, tr, tl, tl, te, tai, to, tau, tam, taha. So taha again becomes 16th letter in the Gunitakshara. So ta is a full 16 letter. Taha is 1 by 16. That is one letter out of the 16th letter. 16 cancel when you multiply it. Finally, 1 remains. Tato ravananitayaha. finally all of this, finally that Ekam Parabrahma is what remains, and all of this will get cancelled, can be mathematically proven also through Tato Ravananitayaha. Similarly, when we go look at it Vyakarana Ritya, there is a lot of ways to look at it. Through the Vyakarana Ritya, when we see this, Tataha by itself is actually an Avyaya. It is a Avyaya Shabda. Like in words, generally there are two types, Supting Antam Padam, they say. Avyaya also, they take it inside. But if we take in a very normal, ordinary parlance, common parlance, you have Namapada, nouns, Kriyapada, verbs, and the Avyayas, which do not take any variations. So the definition, if you see, Sadrisham Trishu Lingeshu Sarvasu cha Vibhaktishu Vachaneshu cha Sarveshu Yanna Vyeti, that which does not differentiate, vary, becomes Avyaya. So the starting itself, Bhagavan Valmiki says, you are going to read that Kavya, that Grantha, which is going to make you an Avyaya and take you to that Avyaya Parabrahma. Tato Ravananitayaha Sitaya Shatrukarshanaha Yesha Padamanveshtum Charana-charite Pathi. We are at the end of 130 as promised. There are many more. We can actually make a compilation. There are more than around 50-60 layers of meaning for Tataha. Tomorrow we will try to continue this Tato Ravananitayaha, and we will also try to go to the second shloka. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वेभ्यः नमस्काराः राम 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 धन्यवादाः।